Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chief Minister, and Honorable Members, Namaskar. At the outset, I welcome all of you to the first session of this newly constituted 18th West Bengal Legislative Assembly and convey my heartfelt greetings and best wishes to all the newly elected members of the House. I also extend my warmest greetings and best wishes to all the sisters and brothers of Bengal on the forthcoming West Bengal Foundation Day on the 20th June. I pay my heartfelt homage to all the former members of this Assembly, alongside all the former Union and State Ministers, Members of Parliament, and former legislators of legislative assemblies of all the other states in the country who have recently set sail on their final voyage to the heavenly abode. I would also like to offer my deepest condolences at the passing away of a number of acclaimed personalities in different fields of art and culture since the last session of the 17th West Bengal Legislative Assembly. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chief Minister, and Honorable Members, this time the people of the state have given a decisive mandate in favor of a new government for the first time in the last 1.5 decades. The people of West Bengal have most decisively rejected the atmosphere of fear and frustration prevailing in the state for a long time. The new government, having assumed the responsibilities of steering the state, will endeavor for improvement in all aspects of governance with utmost sincerity and a steadfastness of purpose. I have full conviction that with resolute commitment to national integrity, prosperity, and national security, the new government, under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Sri Suvendu Adhikari, will pursue the path of all-round development of the state and welfare of the people, ensuring peace and prosperity for all, irrespective of caste, creed, or religion. Honorable members, my government is fully aware of challenges ahead and its responsibilities to undertake new measures and formulate innovative policies to meet the aspirations of the people of West Bengal with uncompromising priority on the needs and dreams of the downtrodden and marginalized sections of the society. My government shall attach topmost priority to the security and safety for all, so that the common people can lead the daily lives with dignity and true freedom, sans any perception of undue fear. The overall atmosphere of threats and intimidation in West Bengal has to be eradicated and people freed from the clutches of the unscrupulous antisocial elements. My government will effectively control and do away with criminal syndicate system of extortions, illegal coal and sand mining, and take steps for prevention of heinous crimes, especially those related to women and children and their trafficking. Law and order machinery will be revamped to usher in an ambience of peace and tranquility in the state. Particularly, there will be zero tolerance for any atrocity against women, children, and marginalized sections of the society. My government will take appropriate measures to restore the rule of law and re-establish people's trust in the state's institutions. The new government has already cracked down heavily on those who once ran a reign of terror and an extortion raj under the protection and patronage of the earlier ruling party in the state. With the restoration of the rule of law in the state, People are breathing in freedom, and they are voluntarily coming forward to raise their voice against various injustices meted out to them by the unscrupulous elements in different forms. The state administration is taking necessary actions on all such complaints with remarkable alacrity and absolute fairness. A massive drive is on to remove illegal encroachments upon government land and unauthorized structures. In perfect commitment to the spirit of secularism, my government will ensure true freedom of religious practices for all and sundry in the state. Even though the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita and the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita were enforced on 1 July 2024 across the nation, it is only after the new government came to power that the new criminal laws are being effectively enforced in the state. One of the objectives of the new criminal law is to speed up the criminal justice system by leveraging the use of technology. Various measures, including issuance of relevant notifications, are now being taken in right earnest so that the laws can be properly implemented in the wider interest of the people of the state. Honorable members are well aware that the influx of illegal infiltrators along the long, porous international border over the last decades has severely impacted the demographic balance in our state. The fulfillment of needs of the rightful citizens has been compromised because of the presence of a large number of illegal infiltrators here, with the active indulgence of some vested interest groups within the state itself. My government is taking prompt actions for quick detection and deportation of illegal foreigners after they have been identified following the due formalities. Substantial number of illegal infiltrators have already been identified and deported within the short span since the new government took over. The incumbent state government, after coming to power, has approved all the pending proposals of land purchase and government land transfer for border fencing and border outpost. To strengthen border infrastructure and curb infiltration, my government handed over 85.76 acres of land to the Border Security Force on 20th May 2026 through vesting and direct purchase. In addition, acquisition of direct purchase of 88.401 acres of land is currently under process. Further, 897.477 acres of land will be made available for this strategic requirement. To ensure greater efficiency and transparency in the management of land records, my government proposes several transformative digital initiatives. These include GIS-based land information systems and preparation and updation of geo-referenced cadastral maps for improving land governance. My government also intends to collaborate with the Reserve Bank of India for implementation of RBI Unified Lending Interface enabled digital Kisan credit card system in the West Bengal. The initiative is expected to reduce loan sanction time from 15 days to about 15 minutes and enable paperless agricultural credit through secure API-based land records access. The government will implement the consent-based Aadhaar seeding initiative under the Digital India Land Records Modernization Program. This reform will improve transparency, reduce duplication, and facilitate integration with Agri-Stack. The state government is committed to join the National Geospatial Knowledge-Based Land Survey of Urban Habitation under DIL RMP as part of the National Initiative for Modernization of Urban Land Records. collection of relevant data through census is vital necessary for policy planning, allocation of resources, and dealing with issues of political representation in the changing dynamics. Immediately after assuming responsibility, my government issued the notification on the 11th of May 2026 to conduct census 2027 in West Bengal. Since then, the government has steadfastly bound itself to complete the first phase of census 2027 by 30th September 2026, along with the rest of the country. This will be for the first time ever since census started in India, way back in 1871, that the exercise will be on a digital platform. In West Bengal, this involves more than 196,000 enumerators and nearly 2,900 field trainers. The house listing operations will be conducted from 16th August to 14th September 2026, preceded by a self-enumeration process from the 1st to 15th August. Notification to this effect has already been issued. Corruption will be weeded out from the public offices by plugging the loopholes and rendering exemplary punishment to those indulging in or perpetrating any malpractice. To this end, my government has already taken a number of progressive steps and has reopened old cases. To address the overwhelming number of allegations against institutional corruption and crimes against women, within a week of assuming responsibility, my government decided to form two commissions to look into the two aforementioned malaces respectively. These commissions shall be headed by retired judges with senior IPS officers as heads of the investigation wings. The government of West Bengal will formulate farmer-friendly policies for the benefit of the agrarian community and also for boosting rural economy. Apart from providing cash incentives for the farmers, the new government will provide support to the farmers in terms of provision for easy availability of fertilizers, expansion of irrigation network, better procurement price for crops, value addition to farm producers, to enhance profitability to farmers, better storage and marketing facilities of crops and the like. The new state government will also boost rural livelihood and production by strengthening the dairy sector through different strategies, including promotion of indigenous cattle breeds under the Rashtriya Gokul mission, greater investment, modern infrastructure, better market access for those making their living from animal resources. My government will strive for strengthening the blue economy by ensuring that all fishermen are registered under Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana and take measures to augment production and productivity in the fisheries sector with the application of modern technologies and through various other customized interventions. The object will be to make the state self-reliant in this sector by reducing dependence on other states to meet the needs of fish here. The state government will also pay a special attention to the social security of the fishermen. The government of West Bengal remains firmly committed to supporting the development of critical infrastructure projects across the state, including railway projects such as the construction of road over bridges, road under bridges, and metro railway projects for which state government land is being provided free of cost wherever feasible, as well as aviation and national highway projects being implemented by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, the National Highways Authority of India, and National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited. The present government, after coming to power in the state, has cleared according nomination of competent authority, land acquisition for 36 railway projects and one national highway project, thereby facilitating faster implementation of critical transport infrastructure. Land acquisition and related facilitation for these strategically important projects are being undertaken in close coordination with the concerned agencies, along with the provision of necessary administrative support and interdepartmental cooperation to ensure their timely and effective implementation. A high-level special task force under the chairmanship of the Chief Secretary has been constituted to address and resolve critical issues associated with these projects. The consent of the state government for construction of RUBs in replacement of existing LC gates has been communicated to the railways. The state government will extend full support and assistance in every single form for early completion of the stalled projects of Metro Railway, Kolkata, as well as other railway projects in the state. Immediately after coming to office, the new state government allowed temporary traffic restrictions that led to the smooth completion of the girder launching work at Chingrighatta, crossing the orange line of the Kolkata Metro. While the measure was so directly needed for promoting ease of communication in the city, the work was stalled by the previous government for more than 18 months for reasons best known to them only. For critical projects, including Sevok-Rangpo New Railway Line, Bagrakot-Lavamor, and Lavamor-Pedong widening project, forest clearances are being processed on top priority basis. The state government will undertake construction of several bridges of key importance, including the Kalna Bridge at an estimated project cost of 1800 crore over river Bhagirathi, which will connect the districts of Nadia and Purv Bardhaman. Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has also included several bridge projects on different national highways in the state of West Bengal in the annual plan 2026-27, and the state government is extending full cooperation in this regard. Udan scheme will be implemented in the state to rejuvenate existing airports like Purulia, Balurghat, and Malda, rendered defunct owing to neglect. After decades of slow growth in the industrial sector, my government is committed to making West Bengal a leading investor-friendly industrial state once again. My government is paying special attention to a stagnation in the time-bound clearance framework caused by pending approvals covering land, power, pollution, fire, etc., by reviewing all single-window clearances. While initiating the integration of the industrial land bank with the Shilpa Sathi portal, efforts to unlock unutilized or underutilized industrial estates as well as closed units are underway. New industrial parks under the Bhavya scheme in partnership with the Government of India are being planned. Preparatory work for the industrial park at Singur has commenced. We are advancing a comprehensive port-led development strategy. The framework and location for development of Tajpur port is being revisited, while Haldia is being further developed as a major industrial and petrochemicals hub. A project pipeline under Sagarmala 2.0 is being prepared, covering port connectivity, inland waterways, RoPac services, fisheries infrastructure, and other blue economy initiatives. Coastal tourism, aquaculture, and pisciculture will receive renewed focus. The government is actively pursuing integration of West Bengal with emerging national freight and logistics networks. The land required for the Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor in West Bengal is nearly acquired and handed over, while the state is actively engaging with the Ministry of Railways on future freight connectivity initiatives. The government is taking necessary steps to operationalize the Soknagar oil field and facilitate associated petroleum and natural gas investments. Expansion of gas pipeline infrastructure and city gas distribution networks across the state are also being actively pursued to support industrial growth and cleaner energy access. The government is identifying suitable locations for defense manufacturing facilities and will work towards establishing a defense industrial park or defense manufacturing cluster in the state. Human resource development being the fundamental basis for the overall progress of a state, my government intends to improve the quality of government educational infrastructure and support system through interventions in the areas of pupil-teacher ratio, properly equipping libraries and laboratories, and ensuring all other supports for the government-sponsored schools, and improving the nutritional standards of the students through quality midday meal. The new government also intends to provide other supports to the students like school uniform, school kits, a scholarship, etc. Conducting regular TET for teachers at elementary level and initiating recruitment process for recruitment of teachers against existing vacancies every year on a regular basis are going to be the immediate future roadmap towards achieving the goal of universalization of education in West Bengal with perfect conformity to the mandates of NEP 2020. To create a nationalistic fervor in the young minds, my government has made singing of Vande Mataram mandatory in all schools and madrasas, recognized by the state government. Reflecting the newly elected government's strong commitment to strengthening school education in the state, West Bengal has recently onboarded the PM Shri, PM School for Rising India. This is a centrally sponsored scheme aimed at transforming selected government schools into model institutions that embody the vision of the National Education Policy, promoting holistic and competency-based learning with a focus on academic excellence, digital literacy, skill development, environmental sustainability, and inclusive education. Against a benchmark of 12,310 schools, 12,053 schools have participated in the process, and 11,652 schools have successfully completed the required stages: development, environmental sustainability, and inclusive education. Against a benchmark of 12,310 schools, 12,053 schools have participated in the process, and 11,652 schools have successfully completed the required stages. PM3 schools are envisioned as centers of excellence that provide high-quality education and serve as model institutions for neighboring schools. In the realm of higher education, immediately after assuming responsibility, my government has initiated measures to ensure that higher education institutions of the state are included in the national schemes like One Nation, One Subscription, Swayam, E-Samarth, and PM Vidya Lakshmi. The Department of Higher Education has also onboarded in PM Usha. It has been made clear that the new state government will not tolerate any threat culture across educational campuses of the state. It has also been decided to streamline the admission process for general degree as well as professional degree colleges all over the state with a special emphasis on merit and transparency. My government is determined to ensure that the National Education Policy 2020 is not merely paid lip service or followed as a compulsion, but is properly implemented across the state in all higher educational institutions, covering all parameters with proper scope for internship for students of all general degree colleges. In order to ensure parity in educational infrastructure across the state, my government will take steps towards setting up another Indian Institute of Technology and an Indian Institute of Management or an equivalent institution to provide world-class technical and management education for North Bengal. A new tribal university will also be established to enhance educational access for indigenous communities. Honorable members, my government is very much alert to the cause of women empowerment. Common women must be emancipated from the clutches of centuries of male-centric dogmas and stereotypes. For providing a stronger financial security to women belonging to economically weaker sections, the new government has begun implementing the Annapurna Yojana, under which monthly financial assistance of Rs 3,000 is being provided to eligible women beneficiaries. In yet another giant step towards empowerment of women through ease of mobility, provision of free bus travel in all state government-run buses has already been rolled out for the women of the state. My government will devise specific strategies for providing quality education to girls with focus on enhancing their employability through appropriate skill training. Measures will be taken to increase representation of women in police force. To promote self-reliance of women, there will be appropriate intervention to support women entrepreneurship in different fields. It is unfortunate that in absence of adequate job opportunities, thousands of youths in the state have to leave for other states in search of livelihood. A key commitment of my government is to usher in an ideal blend of infrastructure development and investment-friendly ambience with necessary steps at the level of formulation of policies and their implementation so that the new entrepreneurs are attracted to the state, leading to a generation of employment and adding to a state's GDP. My government will extend all possible assistance, including financial support, to the youths so that the state soon turns into a startup hub. The new government will give special focus on job-oriented courses and skill training for the youths of West Bengal. In emerging fields of technology, to cater to the needs of a skilled workforce for industries, monthly assistance will be provided to the unemployed youths so that they can meet their basic expenses while preparing themselves for quality jobs. In a move that enforced clarity and removed legal entanglements, my government, right after assuming charge, has withdrawn the earlier notifications and come up with a rationalized and definitive list of OBCs, thereby resolving a protracted bottleneck that has stalled the recruitment process for the last 2 years. My government has also decided to amend the relevant acts and conduct a fresh survey to include deserving classes in the state OBC list. A new model 100-point roster of vacancies has been notified by the Backward Classes Welfare Department of the state government to provide more equitable opportunities for all categories of candidates in matters of employment under the state government. The state government has already increased the upper age limit for different posts under the state government by 5 years. Steps are being taken to fill up the vacant posts in government offices through a fair, transparent, and time-bound recruitment process by plugging the loopholes in the system which tainted the process during the tenure of previous regime. My government will be proactive to ensure round-the-clock health care for all through appropriate initiatives, including setting up of well-equipped hospitals in the remote and far-flung areas of the state. Enrollment of the people of the state has started under the national level flagship program of Ayushman Bharat, which will provide cashless hospitalization coverage of rupees 5 lakh per family per year to the poor and vulnerable families for secondary and tertiary healthcare services from July this year. As part of nationwide drive to prevent cervical cancer, the HPV vaccination campaign has already been started in West Bengal from 30th May this year. A special emphasis is also being given to eradicate leprosy in West Bengal. The long-standing grievance of the people of North Bengal would finally be addressed as my government reaffirms its commitment towards bringing for them the previously denied All India Institute of Medical Sciences in order to provide a state-of-the-art healthcare infrastructure to the region. To significantly reduce monthly medical expenses for citizens, the new state government is taking initiative to open 469 new Jan Aushadhi Kendras across the state under the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana. This aims at offering high-quality generic drugs at a massive 50% to 80% discount compared to branded market alternatives. The government will recruit specialized doctors and nurses in adequate numbers, ensure all other infrastructure support for the medical colleges and hospitals, and promote ease of access for all to free quality health care on a sustainable basis. My government will synergize its efforts for balanced regional development with a special focus on North Bengal. To rejuvenate old and poorly performing tea gardens in North Bengal, steps will be taken by my government for introducing replantation programs and high-yielding, climate-resilient tea varieties. Aiming to ensure global demand and premium prices, sustainable cultivation of tea will be encouraged. The global brand of dazzling tea will be strengthened with a strict GI enforcement and anti-counterfeiting measures. My government is committed to arriving at a permanent political solution to the long-drawn Gorkha land issue through negotiations with all the stakeholders. The state government will implement appropriate measures to prevent soil erosion and floods in the Sundarbans and establish cyclone centers to protect local people. The mangroves in the Sundarbans will be protected from expansion of human settlements, and the civilization-wildlife conflict across the Gangetic distributaries and deltas will be dealt with in a firm yet compassionate and just manner. The cultural and spiritual fabric of a state will be preserved and promoted through appropriate initiatives like development of infrastructure, better sanitation and security in different pilgrimage and tourist destinations of the state. Tourism department will promote Duars and Terai as integrated ecotourism and wildlife destination. Through eco-resorts, guided forest and wildlife circuits, tribal tourism, experiences, homestays, upgraded tourism infrastructure, and promotion supported by integrated marketing campaigns. A major component would be revision of Gazol Doba master plan and develop it as a major ecotourism with a sprawling tent city along with gardens, parks, food court, and banquet halls. The state government will establish West Bengal as a global tea tourism destination through estate and state. Also on developing Sundarbans into truly sustainable wildlife and mangrove tourism destination, generating livelihood while preserving biodiversity through preparation of a tourism master plan. People of West Bengal have so far been deprived of the benefits of different central government sponsored schemes like PM Vishwakarma Yojana, PM Kushum, PM Ujjola 3.0, and Khelo India. The new government is initiating measures to implement all such people-friendly schemes in West Bengal for the benefit of the common people. All other central government-sponsored schemes and programs will be implemented in letter and spirit, without any dilution whatsoever. In synergy with the central government's One District, One Product initiative, the state government will promote each district's unique specialties. My government is committed to ensure access to public services for all citizens of West Bengal, irrespective of caste, creed, or religion. There will be an inclusive approach for implementation of different government schemes so that the intended beneficiaries, particularly those from marginalized, remote, and vulnerable sections, are not left out due to lack of awareness, documentation barriers, or administrative bottlenecks. Two comprehensive portals, namely socialregistry.wb.gov.in and jks.wb.gov.in, have been launched to reach out to every citizen of the state with every single welfare scheme that is available from the state as well as the central government. My government asserts its resolve for inclusive development of all people of the state with adequate and tailored support for the specific marginalized and disadvantaged groups. My government will ensure transparent and fair implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. There will be enhanced social security support for widows, senior citizens, and persons with disabilities so that they can live their lives with dignity. A reasonable standard of living, financial security, and comprehensive protection will be in place for all workers in the unorganized sector as well as the gig workers. At this juncture, I would like to affirm that even though there are considerable backlogs of developmental work in every segment of public life, my government will take every possible step to promote ease of living for all sections of the society. The government has received the solemn mandate of the people and now welcomes all sorts of suggestions and constructive criticism from all the well-meaning sections, including the opposition. Undoubtedly, we are passing now through very challenging times amidst geopolitical turbulence and global economic volatility. The ripple effects from the war-torn Persian Gulf have caused severe disruption in the global supply chain. My government, despite having to navigate through multiple challenges, reaffirms the commitment to uphold the democratic and fundamental rights of the citizens of the state and at the same time remains steadfast in ensuring a resilient nationalist ecosystem for universal growth and inclusive holistic development without discrimination of any kind. I am confident that overcoming all adversities and past failures, West Bengal will regain its place of primacy in the country. With these words, I leave the floor of this august house for further deliberations. Jai Hind.
চোখ রাখবো যে খবরে, জাহাঙ্গীরের স্ত্রী এবং তার সঙ্গীদের নামে নতুন এফআইআর। ফলতা থানায় হামলা কাণ্ডে গতকাল রাতে নতুন করে এফআইআর রুজু করা হয়েছে। ভারতীয় ন্যায় সংহিতার একাধিক আইনের পাশাপাশি অস্ত্র আইনে মামলা রুজু করা হয়েছে এবার জাহাঙ্গীরের স্ত্রীর বিরুদ্ধে। বিস্ফোরক আইনেও রুজু হয়েছে মামলা। জাহাঙ্গীর খানের স্ত্রী এবং তার সঙ্গীদের নামে এবার নতুন এফআইআর। ফলতা থানায় হামলা কাণ্ডে গতকাল রাতে নতুন এফআইআর রুজু করা হয়েছে। কথা বলে নেব আমাদের প্রতিনিধি পার্থপ্রতিম ঘোষের সঙ্গে। পার্থপ্রতিম,
দেখো, তুমি দেখেছিলে গত মঙ্গলবার দিন জাহাঙ্গীর খানের স্ত্রীর নেতৃত্বে একেবারে থানায় হামলা চালিয়ে জাহাঙ্গীর খানকে বের করে নিয়ে যাওয়ার চেষ্টা হয় সেই অভিযোগ ওঠে, এবং তার পরবর্তীকালে কেন্দ্রীয় বাহিনীকে অ্যাক্টিভ হয়ে দেখা যায়, পুলিশকে অ্যাক্টিভ হয়ে দেখা যায়, এবং সঙ্গে সঙ্গে এলাকা থেকে কে কোথায় পালাবে একেবারে পথ না পেয়ে কেউ হচ্ছে পুকুরে পর্যন্ত ঝাঁপ মেরে পালায়। এই ঘটনায় তুমি জানো যে গত পরশু দিনকে অর্থাৎ মঙ্গলবার দিনে একটি অভিযোগ হয়, সেই অভিযোগের পরিপ্রেক্ষিতে গতকাল 10 জনকে গ্রেপ্তার করেছে, দুই মহিলা সহ, এবং গতকাল রাত্রিবেলা আরও একটি মামলা করেছে পুলিশ, এবং সেখানে হচ্ছে জাহাঙ্গীর খানের স্ত্রী সহ জাহাঙ্গীর খানের যারা অ্যাসোসিয়েট তাদের নামে মামলা হয়েছে। এবং সেক্ষেত্রে তারা যে মামলাটি করেছে সেখানে জাহাঙ্গীর খানের স্ত্রীর নামে বিএনএস এর একাধিক ধারার পাশাপাশি হচ্ছে অস্ত্র আইনে মামলা হয়েছে। অন্যদিকে এক্সপ্লোসিভ সাবস্টেন্স অ্যাক্ট, যেটা যে বিস্ফোরক আইন, সেই বিস্ফোরক আইনেও কিন্তু মামলা হয়েছে। এবং যে বিষয়ে পুলিশ এই মামলা করেছে জানতে পেরেছি যে গত মঙ্গলবারের আগে একেবারে সোমবার দিন রাত্রেবেলা হচ্ছে জাহাঙ্গীর খানকে যে ছাড়িয়ে নিয়ে আসতে হবে এইরকম একটা পূর্ব পরিকল্পনা হয়েছিল, এবং সেই পূর্ব পরিকল্পনাটি হয় হচ্ছে ফলতার মল্লিকপুর বলে একটি জায়গা রয়েছে সেই জায়গাতে, এবং সেখানে হচ্ছে বৈঠক হয়। বৈঠক করে ঠিক হয় যে একেবারে মঙ্গলবার দিন সকালবেলা থেকেই তারা কিন্তু জমায়েত করে থানার উদ্দেশ্যে রওনা দেবে, এবং জাহাঙ্গীর খান যেহেতু ফলতা থানায় রয়েছে সেখান থেকে তাকে বাইরে বার করে নিয়ে আসবে, ছিনিয়ে নেওয়ার পর্যন্ত পরিকল্পনা ছিল বলে দাবি। এবং সেইটাই পরে পুলিশ জানাচ্ছে যে জাহাঙ্গীর স্ত্রীর নামে অস্ত্র আইন, বিএনএস এর একাধিক ধারা পাশাপাশি বিস্ফোরক আইনেও কিন্তু মামলা হয়েছে। তারা অস্ত্র এবং বিস্ফোরক নিয়েও বেরিয়েছিল বলে জানতে পেরেছে পুলিশ।
ধন্যবাদ পার্থপ্রতিম। আর এবার যে খবরের দিকে নজর রাখবো, নিউ টাউনের সিবিআই দপ্তরে পানিহাটির প্রাক্তন তৃণমূল বিধায়ক নির্মল ঘোষ। আরজিকর মেডিকেল কলেজে চিকিৎসক ধর্ষণ খুনের মামলায় হাজিরা দিলেন তিনি। নিউ টাউনের সিবিআই দপ্তরে পানিহাটির প্রাক্তন তৃণমূল বিধায়ক নির্মল ঘোষ তিনি হাজিরা দিয়েছেন। ছবি তুলে ধরেছি আপনাদের সামনে। এই মুহূর্তে সরাসরি চলে যাব আমাদের প্রতিনিধি প্রকাশ সিনহার কাছে। প্রকাশ, কি খবর এই মুহূর্তে?
দেখো, আমরা রয়েছি নিউ টাউনের সিবিআই দপ্তরের সামনে, এনবিসিসি বিল্ডিং, এবং এই বিল্ডিংয়ের 10 তলা 11 তলায় সিবিআই দপ্তর। এবং যে এসআইটি গঠন করা হয়েছে তোমার মনে থাকবে যে নতুন করে ফাইল খোলা হয়েছে আরজিকর ধর্ষণ এবং খুনের মামলায়, এবং ফাইল খোলার পরেই আমরা দেখলাম এসআইটির সদস্যরা গতকালই শ্মশান ঘাটে গেছিলেন, সেখানে কর্মীদের সঙ্গে তারা কথা বলেছেন, এবং আজকে সকালবেলা যেটা সিবিআই সূত্রের খবর, পানিহাটির তৃণমূল কংগ্রেসের প্রাক্তন বিধায়ক নির্মল ঘোষ তাকে তলব করা হয়েছিল। এবং আমরা দেখলাম 10 মিনিট আগে নির্মল ঘোষ ঠিক এই গেট দিয়ে ভেতরে প্রবেশ করেছেন, এবং প্রবেশ করার পর বাঁদিকে যে সিবিআইয়ের দপ্তরের যে মেন গেট রয়েছে সেই মেন গেটে নামেন, এবং তিনি এই বিল্ডিংয়ের ভেতরে প্রবেশ করে যান। এবং তুমি দেখতে পাচ্ছ নির্মল ঘোষ তিনি ইতিমধ্যে এসে পৌঁছেছেন। তার জিজ্ঞাসাবাদের যে প্রক্রিয়া সেই প্রক্রিয়া কিন্তু আর কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে শুরু হবে। কিন্তু কেন নির্মল ঘোষকে তলব করা হলো? এসআইটির সদস্যরা যেটা জানাচ্ছেন বা সূত্রের খবর যে তদন্ত করতে গিয়ে বারবার নির্মল ঘোষের নাম উঠে আসছে। এমনকি গতকাল শ্মশান ঘাটে যখন তারা যান সেখানকার কর্মীরাও কিন্তু জানিয়েছেন সিবিআইয়ের গোয়েন্দাদের যে নির্মল ঘোষ সেই রাতে সেখানে ছিলেন। তাই
প্রকাশ, কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে জিজ্ঞাসাবাদের প্রক্রিয়া শুরু হতে চলেছে। ধন্যবাদ তোমাকে।
কেশরিয়া বেশে মন যোগী হল রে, আনন্দে নেচমো মাতোয়ারা হল রে, কেশরিয়া বেশে মন যোগী হল রে।
প্রতি মুহূর্তে কেসরি উৎসব উদযাপন করুন। বিমল বলো ভাষা কেসরি।
Welcome to Sister Nivedita University, where ideas are born, nurtured, and launched into the future. Here, innovation is not just a goal, it's part of the ecosystem that powers every dream.
না, ওই একটা লোহাই তো, সিমেন্ট মজবুত হওয়া উচিত, সেটা তো আমি নিয়ে নিয়েছি।
ক্যাপ্টেন, বাবা টিএমটি দিয়ে কি হয়?
বাবু, টিএমটি বাড়িকে শক্তিশালী করে।
টিএমটি কি করে সেটা জান, এদিকে টিএমটি যা খুশি হলেই চল।
বাড়ি বানান মজবুত ক্যাপ্টেন 600 আর মজবুতির সাথে জং থেকে সুরক্ষিত রাখতে ক্যাপ্টেন রাজগার। ক্যাপ্টেন টিএমটি বাড়ির আসল শক্তি।
স্বামী বিবেকানন্দ ইনস্টিটিউট অফ সায়েন্স অ্যান্ড টেকনোলজি and স্বামী বিবেকানন্দ University, NAC accredited institution, 300+ tie-up and placement support. Admission going on.
हाय गुड गर्ल। रुको बेटा, एक रियल फाइटर कभी हार नहीं मानता। फाइट योर फियर विद रियल वीरेंद्र।
আপাই কাউন্সেলিং ও শিক্ষা মেলা 2026, দশম, দ্বাদশ ও স্নাতকের পরেও তোমাদের কেরিয়ার গঠনের উপযুক্ত সমাধান। 19শে জুন শুক্রবার সকাল 11টা থেকে বর্ধমানের দা পার্লে, 20শে জুন শনিবার সকাল 11টা থেকে দুর্গাপুরের মাঙ্গলিক হোটেলে আপাই ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল দ্বারা আয়োজিত ম্যাকআউট অভিভুক্ত কলেজে ভর্তির জন্য প্রবেশ বিনামূল্যে। ইভেন্ট ম্যানেজ বাই কেরিয়ার প্ল্যানার এডু ফেয়ার।
আপনার থেকেও কি টাকা চাওয়া হয়েছিল, কি কারণে এবং কত টাকা?
আমার তো 12-13 ফুট দোকান ছিল, দোকানটা 6 ফুট করে দিয়েছে। 6 ফুটের আমি পেয়েছি, তো ট্যাক্সের খরচা পুরো সম্পূর্ণ আমাদের। আর এখানে যে 5 ফুট পাশে দেখছেন, এইটার বিনিময়ে উনি চেয়েছিল, উনি না, ওনার লোক আছে, এই যে গোপাল বচ্চন আর এই,
তারাও তো অ্যারেস্ট হয়েছিল এই মানে। কত টাকা?
ওই চেয়েছিল অনেক, কিন্তু আমি 3 লাখ টাকা দিয়েছি।
কত চেয়েছিল?
চেয়েছিল 5 লাখ।
3 লাখ টাকা দিয়েছে?
আমি 3 লাখ দিয়েছি। 3 লাখ।
কোনো রসিদ বা কোনো কিছু দিয়েছিল আপনার?
কোনো রসিদ দেয়নি, কোনো দোকান রসিদ দেয়নি।
কি কারণে দিতে হবে বলেছে?
ওই তা নাহলে এই 5 ফুট দোকানটা পাবো না।
মানে এই যে এখানে আপনি যে বিভিন্ন সবজি রেখেছেন, এই 5 ফুট জন্য 3 লাখ।
6 ফুটটা আমার পুরনো দোকান ছিল বলে পেয়েছি, কিন্তু ট্যাক্সের খরচাটা সম্পূর্ণ আমাদের, শুধু জায়গা ডুবুর ফ্রি। আর ওই যে এপারে যে দোকানটা দেখছেন 5 ফুটের, এটা আমি 3 লাখ টাকা কিনতে হয়েছে আমার।
ইতিমধ্যে দেখাই যাচ্ছে যে এই ধরনের একাধিক অভিযোগ, সেগুলোকে নিয়ে প্রায় 2 থেকে 3 কোটি টাকা আত্মসাৎ করার অভিযোগ। সেই অভিযোগের ভিত্তিতে গ্রেপ্তার হয়েছে তৃণমূল কংগ্রেসের এই প্রাক্তন কাউন্সিলর, যাকে ইতিমধ্যে জিজ্ঞাসাবাদের প্রক্রিয়া চালানো হচ্ছে লালবাজারে।
তাই নাকি?
বাংলা গুজব চায় না, বাংলা খবর চায়।
বাংলা খবর, বাংলার খবর।
এবার মধ্যপ্রদেশ হাইকোর্টে ধাক্কা অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের গ্রেফতারি পরোয়ানার উপর স্থগিতাদেশ প্রত্যাহার। একটি মানহানি মামলায় মধ্যপ্রদেশ হাইকোর্টের এই নির্দেশ। পরোয়ানার উপর স্থগিতাদেশ প্রত্যাহার মধ্যপ্রদেশ হাইকোর্টের সিঙ্গল বেঞ্চে। অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের আর্জি খারিজ করেছেন বিচারপতি প্রমোদ কুমার আগরওয়াল। এর আগে ভোপালের বিশেষ আদালত অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের বিরুদ্ধে গ্রেফতারি পরোয়ানা জারি করেছিল। 2025-এর নভেম্বরে সেই গ্রেফতারি পরোয়ানায় স্থগিতাদেশ দিয়েছিল মধ্যপ্রদেশ হাইকোর্ট। আর এবার মধ্যপ্রদেশ হাইকোর্টে ধাক্কা খেলেন অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়।
কেশরী আবেশে মন যোগী হল রে, আনন্দে নেচে মন মাতোয়ারা হল রে। কেশরী আবেশে মন যোগী হল রে।
প্রতি মুহূর্তে কেসের উৎসব উদযাপন করুন।